Alright, so this is Kyofu no Sekai, World of Horror. This is actually take two. The first time I had started up, and because I didn't see like an options menu immediately, I assumed that I just had to play it at scale 1. But then I clicked through and I found the actual options menu. So we got secrets down here, which I assume define what events we're gonna get, right? Like, so this is like this event, this is a different event, and so on and so forth. So let's try with 3 different ones. Alright, so let's figure out the UI. Alright, so that wasn't an event, those were just something else. These are the events here. Alright. So I can play as these characters, but I can't go backwards. Like, I assume because I can left click to go cycle forward, I would assume that I could right click to cycle backward, but that doesn't seem to work. So let's go with... Oh, I should probably be reading what they do. Yeah, let's just pick one, see how it goes. So here are buttons that don't work. I mean, I would prefer if they were grayed out, but I get why you couldn't actually gray them out with the art style. That's life, I guess. So we can... So I have to be hovering over this, so I can't like also like point out what I want to see over here. That might be just a minor thing, but yeah, that's life. Internal web, lose 1 dexterity for each 10% doom. Get upgrade every 5 days. Casting spells cost a reason, increases doom instead. Yeah, I should just pick one because I don't know what these mean. Difficulty. Okay, so difficulty doesn't give me any words to describe how difficult each one is, but I'm assuming this is medium, this is normal, this is hard, so let's just go normal. Multiple soundtracks. I assume it's like just a single song, but you know, I don't mind that much. Okay, so these buttons look like they do the same thing here, but since I already set these up, I don't really want to press them. So let's just start the game. Alright, so to start your demo mystery, click on the mystery deck. Remember, you can hide cards by clicking on the upper border of them. Alright. So this looks like the mystery deck. It says mysteries under it, so that makes sense. Let's go for it. And remember when it started, the woman next door was strangled to death in her bed with no sign of forced entry. The killer was never found and the apartment remained vacant. Investigate. Okay. These look like locations, so maybe like I'm gonna have to go through 4 like city events and then like some shrine events or something. Alright, so to advance plot, you need to investigate some specific locations in the order shown here. Alright, so that's what that was on the last screen. I guess this is like a tutorial menu. It's not going to show up like when you do multiple quests in a row. Not sure how I feel about that, because normally, like, when I'm designing UI at least, I like making sure that all the information is always available in case somebody's like coming over and just looking over someone's shoulder or something. But you know, I get like this is a lot of UI elements, so that might not work specifically. I noticed you can like actually hover over these buttons while the tutorial's going on. I wonder what happens if you press one. Alright, so that gets rid of the tutorial. Alright, so click to access main screen, additional actions, those look like sort of like tab buttons. The alarming count, the woman next door was strangled to death in her bed with no sign of forced entry. So that's what we read last time. Looks like the text over here is like wrapping over, in case you want to look at that. So you can't investigate your home, but you can travel to downtown. So it looks like this is like a... Alright, so you can choose which location you want to go to, but you need to do at least these items. So let's go to the city, downtown, and then we can investigate. Sure. Alarmed by the sound of glass breaking, you discover a corpse of a policeman lying in a pool of blood. It looks like someone or something tore his neck apart. So we can steal his gun, check wounds for clues, escape before more people arrive. So this raises the question of what's the win condition, right? Like, I know I have to go through all these places and presumably something bad happens to me, but like, am I going to do better off if I like solve a mystery, or am I going to be better off protecting myself with a gun, right? I guess let's just start with steal his gun, because that's going to give me something I can probably interact with. You won't be needing that for sure. You still feel bad about stealing from a course though, -2 reason. Alright, so I can hover over these to find out what each icon means. But that requires me to like actually know, okay, 2018.5, and then that's 2018.5. It'd be nice if this one also showed the icon, so that way when you mouse over it just tells you what these things do as opposed to like changing your frame of reference, right? So that's 20 stamina, 18 reason is brain, and then funds is yin. Alright. So we got a clue. Father of the family worked as a sailor. I'm not really sure where that came from. Right? Because I didn't specifically investigate. Oh, give me a second.